Wah. Hi, hello, good morning. Hello, hello, hi. It's me, I'm here. It's time for a stream. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Coffee. But hello, good morning, welcome. It's time for stream. I overslept a little bit. A little bit. I didn't wake up until my 10 alarm. That's when I'm supposed to be streaming. I'm supposed to stream at 10. But it's fine. We're here now. We're here and it's time for stream. Mm. But hi, hello, good morning. How's everyone doing? How's it going today? I, for one, am sleepy. Oh my god, is my model frozen already? No, it's just a little bit delayed as it is sometimes because it's stupid. Hey, Orsen, welcome. Congrats on first. Hope you're doing well. Just woke up, cracked up, and I burned with my teeth. I'm gonna do something, I guess. Real. Ugh, my brain is not functioning. I'm so tired. Upgraded my PC a little actually, so I should now have better internet. Nice. One moment. There we go. There's our boy. There's a little boy. Uh there he is. Little guy. I feel so sleepy. And as usual, I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what we're gonna get up to. Something, I guess. Got Pterodax and Takanuva making out. It's just some biotical bullshit. What's the meme with like what's the meme where it's like this guy has the cock, but this guy has the balls and they are hungry for cum or something? So like funny 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 bionicle commercial someone dubbed over. Oh yeah, check this out. Hold on. Let me reach it. Let me reach it. Ugh. No. Gotta already. Oh no. I got a new comic. Another one of those fucking Marvel Premier Collection. But it's Fantastic Four, as you can see. It's really cool. It's Jonathan Hickman run. Solve everything. Think it's the shit that happened right before the fucking Future Foundation uh stuff. But that's cool. More comics. Give me more comics. I keep buying the premiere editions because they're cheaper. But they're very thick. But they're very cheap and they have very long storylines in them. Hence why they're so thick. And so they're really cool. I'd argue they're more than worth it. I might go and get one of the Daredevil ones. There were a lot of Daredevil books. Because I want to get into a little bit of Daredevil. It looks kind of fun. Hold on, let me Google. You know what, let me do this so you guys can see actually. Big screen. Marvel Premiere Collection. They have like a library. This is a Daredevil one that they have at the comic book shop. The one that I've been eyeing. This one is the one I just bought, and this one I also have. Are these all of them? No, can't be. There are more down here. Oh, this is coming soon. Wait, the premiere collection is recent. Oh yeah, it is recent. Oh my god, February 2025. Huh. This is something they've just been doing recently. Well, that's great. Making comics cheap again. Love that. The upcoming ones are Planet Hulk, which is great. The Visions. I don't know much about it other than it's one of the ones that inspired WandaVision, the show. Secret Wars. Time Runs Out. Both really good. People say. All new X-Men, yesterday's X-Men. I don't know what that is. Captain America, Death of Captain America. That I'm also not sure what that is. Civil War. So these are the only ones that are available. Not many of them interest me like Hawkeye and Fantastic Four did. Maybe I will go and get that Daredevil. It must be a really iconic Daredevil story if this is the one that they went with. Especially since there's also Hawkeye, My Life as a Weapon. That's like peak Hawkeye, people say. And Fantastic Four is just full of peak, so like they had a lot to choose from. But that's definitely a good one. What is this Spider-Man one? That one didn't show up anywhere. What do you mean Spider-Man? There's no Spider-Man. There's no Spider-Man. What is this? What is this? Shut up. What do you mean? This one didn't show up anywhere. Anyway. Anyway. Uh we go here, I guess. We go here. We do art. We draw Amy for now. Amy. Amy Rose. Who doesn't love Amy Rose? A lot of people don't love Amy Rose, unfortunately. Yeah, well, those people are stinky. I agree. I agree. I 100% agree with that. But a lot of people don't like Amy Rose for very dumb reasons. I have so many weird and interesting sneezes. Melanade sneeze compilation. Could you imagine someone did that? Just a compilation of a lot of my sneezes. still need to think about how Amy will function. Like what she do. How well hero shooter Amy function. This win rate is pretty effective, can't lie. Could she just be this game's Reinhardt, pretty please? She might have some Reinhardt in her, considering the big hammer. Like, what else do you do? But she can't just be Reinhardt. Where is her rocket thrusters? Where's her... What is this moveset? Where's her giant ass shield? She doesn't have those things. Her shield is her cards. They do some hocus pocus shit and form a shield. I don't hate that idea, but I also don't love that idea. For some reason, I was thinking her cards would be more of like a mag bubble. Hold on, let me check my calendar. What is today? I see. That explains why the neighbor kids are up and about, making a ruckus. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like Amy having tarot cards. It makes her very unique in the Sonic cast. It makes her very unique. But I do want to point out how little bit silly it is. that the fandom at some point just collectively remembered that, oh yeah, that's right. Tarot cards used to be her thing back in the classic days. Where did that? What happened with that? And then fucking writers at Sega were like, "Shit, write that down, write that down, write that down." And now like, uh, tarot cards is like almost all she does. Only secondary to her fucking hammer, and you can argue actually the hammer has become secondary in recent years. Again, I don't hate the tarot cards. I think they're fun, but it feels like they've gone a little hard on it. But it's like in the classic, it was only meant to be like a quirky. Maybe we shouldn't use the word quirky. It was just meant to be like a hobby because that's kind of because like I'm no expert or anything. This is just as far as I've understood it. In the 90s, when Amy was created, when she was originally created and meant to be less of like a main character and more of kind of just Sonic and Tails' like normal friend. She doesn't have superpowers. She's just kind of there. She's their normal friend who stands at the sideline and cheers for them. You know, the like role that is now filled by Cream in recent years after they made Amy like one of the main characters. But originally, the tarot cards were only meant to be like a hobby because at around that time, tarot cards were just kind of a popular hobby for young girls. At least over in Japan, it was very popular with young girls at the time. So it was really only meant to be a hobby. She doesn't really have any magical powers or anything. Which is what I which is what I like with the how I like how they when they use the tarot cards in that way, right? Where she doesn't get any magical powers from it. She just consults the cards just as a thing to do, you know? I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. Don't get me wrong, I love how she plays in Sonic Forces, for example. Not Forces, Frontiers in the Final Horizons update when you get to play as Amy. I love the way she plays. She's very fun. She's very floaty. She's very nice. And a lot of her abilities do use the tarot cards. But I think they should cut back on that a little bit. Like, I don't mind her being like, "Oh, let me look at the cards, see what they say." Because even before they went back to the tarot card thing, when they were like, "Oh, classic Amy had tarot cards. Let us give that to modern Amy and make that her personality or whatever." Even before that, a huge part of Amy's character has been like her being very superstitious. She's always believed in destiny and fate, and that all people are connected. Not to mention her low-key, like, superpower of her female intuition in Sonic 06. Or, well, she always has it. She just, only 06 actually calls it female intuition. Where she's always knows where Sonic is, for example. She has some sort of precognitive power, but it's just explained away as her female intuition. Which is a real term, but I'm not sure what it means. The widely recognized ability to rapidly process nonverbal cues, microexpressions, and emotional context, often framed as a sixth sense, it's grounded in neuroscience and psychology, and as a common. Oh. Sorry, my mom came in with breakfast. Look at this. Oh my god. Hold on. Got tomato soup. And some bread with butter. Isn't that nice? uh but anyway, female intuition. Yeah, it's apparently some sort of pseudoscientific explanation for how the women are fucking better at social cues than men, I suppose. But of course, the Sonic franchise being fictional and cartoony, use it as the explanation for how Amy has low-key precognitive powers. But I like it better where it's like low-key, you know? She doesn't actually have them. she can't actually see into the future. That's so Raven style. Uh, it's kind of like a passive thing, and no one even like recognizes it other than Amy herself. And by recognizes it, I mean I want Amy to just call it female intuition. I mean, I'd assume if that's what she recognizes her low key precognitive abilities as, then she would also assume that all other women in the franchise can do it. But then fucking Blaze comes in and is like, Amy, that's not a thing. That's it's not a thing. That's not how that works. And then Amy's like, yeah, that's how it works. I can see into the future. Can't you? No. Oh. You know? I don't know. I think that would be super funny. And also a good way for like Sega to have their cake and eat it too. Where they can have Amy as this just regular girl type character who's still part of the squad because she's, you know, strong with her hammer and stuff. But then, you know, also give her like lean into her like psychic abilities. Tomato soup. Oh, it's so warm. Maybe I'll have to let it sit a little bit. So I can dip some of this bread into it. Amy can see the future. I imagine her and Silver talk about the future whenever the two meet. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm explicitly saying she can't see into the future. Not directly. The most she can do is, you know, feel the future in a sense. She's guided by the future. So she's in the right place at the right time. But she cannot see the future. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's when I think Amy's powers where I think Sega should be going with them. Instead of going full into that. Oh yeah, she's magic now, by the way. That's a little... It's a little weird, don't you think? Saying if she can and play something else in you. Ah, that's fair. But that's funny though, because the scene I'm thinking of when Amy says that, you know, she can find Sonic through her female intuition is actually a scene where she interacts with Silver in Sonic 06. Okay, that's better actually. I like. Shouldn't shouldn't think too much about it. Just looks Sonic-y enough. Imagine a scene of like Amy talking to Silver and like Sonic overhearing Amy asking how Silver is dealing with 9/11 too or something. That implies that 9/11 happened in the Sonic universe, and that's crazy. Also, I hate how I instinctually called it 9/11 instead of just 9/11. As if you'd be confused which one I meant if I just said 9/11. I immerse myself too much in this fantasy. I was excited for the next Sonic movie. They wrapped up filming for it recently. And Kristen Kristen Bell is playing Amy. Good choice. Good choice. I saw someone make a YouTube video a while ago at this point of like their fan cast for Amy. Like they took some voice clips of us from a particular actor and then like animated it with Amy instead of the character it was initially. And used Kimiko Glenn, specifically using voice lines from her role as whatever fucking pony in My Little Pony, the new one. I forget what it's called. Fucking G5 My Little Pony. Which is kind of, you can really tell that we're in the drenches of like a nostalgia Ouroboros culture right now when they try to reboot My Little Pony into a new series after Friendship is Magic. Generation 4 ended. They tried to reboot it. Do Gen 5 like they've done before. And then they've immediately backtracked on it and they keep doing stuff with the Gen 4 characters. Like, even this franchise that has been around since, like, what, the 80s or 90s and always reboots are now stuck doing the same thing because it's what's popular. And that pisses me off. I hate nostalgia culture. I'm pretty sure I've gone on record saying this before, but I want new stuff. I don't want everyone to just be doing the same thing over and over and over again. I want new IPs. I want new stories. It pisses me off that Hasbro didn't stick to their guns and just do a new My Little Pony. No, they're like, oh, but people like Twilight Sparkle. We need to do Twilight Sparkle. No! Stick to your guns! God damn. Like, I know that Gen 5 was kind of, handled poorly, partly because of, COVID and stuff. No, wait, it started. No, wait. MLP D5. Launched in 2021. Yeah, it was definitely because of COVID that they handled it weirdly. I also dislike the art style, but like that's neither here nor there. Specifically the one for the 2D animations. The 3D ones are actually kind of fine. But if they had just stuck to that, instead of having to go back to the G4 again. I also think it was a bad decision to like have it be set in the same continuity as G4. Because like I think in the lore it's like, oh, it's the same as G4, but like thousands of years into the future or whatever. I think it's something like that. I'm not sure. I know for a fact that Twilight Sparkles appears as like a character, so like it definitely is the same thing, the same universe, the same continuity, which I think is a mistake because when they made G4, it was like a complete reboot. They did everything from the ground up. Sure, they used pre-existing characters, but they did something completely new with them. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm so sorry you had to go through that. How are you holding up? Could be better. Never thought Eggman would blow up another moon. And Sonic looks up from the couch. He did what? Yeah, he blew up one of Mars's moons this time. Crazy. Did Silver have his own Eggman? Like, should Silver, in his future, where he comes from, which, by the way, we rarely, if ever, see his future anymore. We saw it in 06, where it's like, oh, the burning hellscape that was reversed by the end of the game anyway. But then since then, we never actually see his future. Maybe in Archie we see it, but like Archie isn't canon anymore. It was never canon. What am I talking about? But like, what if he had his own Eggman, like an Eggman descendant? the same way Shadow had Gerald. Silver has Sage, not Eggman. That's a neat idea. Tomato soup. Tomato soup. Imagine if we get a Silver game and it takes place in the future. And we see the super futuristic like world, like it's all kind of solar punky. And then there's this like super evil Eggman. Or Sage. Oh, hi Tenant, welcome. Hope you're doing well. And imagine we see a cool like new supporting cast for Silver. Like he has friends in the future. Oh my god! Imagine if we see if they do that, if they do a Silver game where it takes place in the future, and we see Shadow. Imagine the plot of it involves like Silver meeting Shadow, and he's like, "Shadow, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in the past?" And then Shadow is like, "No, I'm Shadow, but like from your timeline. We've never met before, but I've always been here." And then Silver's like, "Oh, that makes sense because you're like immortal or something." I feel like it would have to be their first time meeting in the future, since they've never brought that up before in any of the games. That, oh yeah, Shadow is immortal unless something happened to him, he'd still be alive in however many years Silver's future is. Or tragically, imagine, because I have a feeling this is how they deal with Silver in the IDW comics. Why he's stuck around for so long, without going back to the future. I think they explicitly explained it as every time he's gone back to the past to like save the future changes. So everyone he knows or everyone he knew doesn't know him anymore because times are different or something like that, which is why he stays in the past so much now. So imagine he goes to the future. Like in the future, he's like literally this kind of like quite literally like a superhero type, where like he comes in, he saves people, and people love him for it, but like no one knows him. He doesn't have friends. He can't have friends. No one knows him, and they'll never know him because if he keeps going back to the past, it's gonna change anyway. So no one's gonna know him. So imagine a game that takes place in the future, and we literally have to deal with um, like a Spider-Man type story where like almost Spider-Man No Way Home / Brand New Day, depending on how that will turn out. Kind of story where he literally can't make friends because they're just gonna forget him, and so he has a very lonely existence. But then, boom, Shadow shows up, and because he knew Silver in the past, he's the only character that's gonna keep remembering him. The only character that's gonna still be around and also remember him no matter what. And Silver's like, Shadow, I didn't know you were still around. And he's like, of course I'm still around. I'm fucking the ultimate life form. You're fucking the ultimate life form? I thought you are the ultimate life form. Indeed. It's awesome. As the ultimate life form, I can do that, you know. Cool. Can you teach me? No. I don't know. I think that would be I just think that's a little bit of a cool concept. It will be a cool way for the Sonic franchise to have this sort of like superhero identity crisis story, you know? The comic of Shadow in Silver's timeline, but he's been through some shit and now looks like his concept art and also goes by his concept name. And Silver sees him as an old wise man. I mean, that's a cool concept. I definitely think, you know, just for realistically, like, Shadow wouldn't need to look different in the future. He's the ultimate life form. He likely wouldn't be too affected by the elements. And also, Sega probably wants to, or Sonic Team wants to, well, Sega too, as like the big boy. They're the ones that need the Sonic characters to be mascots. They probably would want Shadow to look the same just for iconography. But it's just a lot more fun if he does like look different in the future. I don't think necessarily he should look like his concept, even though I feel like that is something that Sega would absolutely do because they really love nostalgia pandering. Like every time like something from concept art shows up in the actual games, all the fans are like, "Whoa!" But no, I think he should just look more refined in a way, you know? Like he shouldn't look like he's been through a lot or anything. I feel like Shadow's resilient enough for the passage of time not to hit him as hard. Sure, all of his friends are dead, which is gonna, you know, affect him, but like I feel like he wouldn't deal with it externally. Plus, by the time he meets Silver, by the time Silver's future comes around, that would have already been like so many years ago that it wouldn't have mattered. Now that I think about it, it would actually be kind of cool if like Shadow has gone through so much of a character arc after all his friends die, and he has to like really learn to deal with it. That he really does become a more like chill and compassionate character, and then that combined with him like maybe not looking different, but like dressing differently, like to hide his identity. They could make it a thing like, oh, who's this new character? Who's this Silver's mentor? And then like it's a twist later on that, oh, it was Shadow all along. I think that would actually be cool. Now that I think about it. Because like if he looks differently, that doesn't matter. But then he acts differently and you're like, oh, this couldn't be Shadow. It has to be like someone else. But no, it's Shadow. He's just grown up. I don't know, man. That just seems really cool in my mind. Also, I will hydrate. Thank you, Tenant. Also, I forgot to say, but congrats on third. I think I forgot to say. Water. I think I was surprised for a second, like, wait, third? Not even second? But then I immediately forgot because I was rambling. Was rambling about Silver and Shadow and not Sonic. You know what would be kind of funny? Actually, what would be kind of cool? I don't think they would do it because it feels very like like shoving in like Sonic in the future for no reason. But imagine future Shadow has like a Spider-Man 2099 thing going on. Like how Spider-Man 2099 has Lila, his AI assistant lady. Imagine if Shadow has that, but like in the form of Sonic's soul encased in like a Chaos Emerald. Again, it would feel a little bit like just shoehorning in Sonic for the sake of it. But it's not a bad idea. It could add new lords to the Chaos Emeralds. I feel like it wouldn't be too weird if like the Chaos Emeralds had the ability to like people who are super in tune with chaos energy can, achieve pseudo immortality by just accessing the emeralds. I mean, think about chaos and Tikal, for example, in Sonic Adventure. I mean, that was the Master Emerald, not the Chaos Emerald, but like, same thing. Like, the Chaos Emeralds contain some sort of weird spirit world. People redeem first, second, and third at random for no reason. I mean, I get it. It was just a little surprising. Hmm, it's actually a lot better. Oh shit. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the idea of the Emerald Spirit World. It's just a cool, neat little idea. I don't think I actually want it to be canon. I mean, it low key is canon, through Tikal and Chaos, but they are kind of like special cases anyway. Man, how would Tikal and Chaos work in this? Should I turn them into one character? No. I just want my little Sonic project to have a cloak and dagger in it. But I've already decided that Chaos will be a tank, and if I turn them into one character, then I'm gonna have to find another tank to replace him in the roster, and I don't want to do that. Even though there are some characters that I removed from that I initially had on the roster, but then removed because I didn't like them. That's why I removed them. I didn't like them. Yes, I could easily replace Chaos with Zabok, for example, but I don't want to do that. I don't like Zabok. Even though technically, if I want characters from every if I want a character to represent each game, then I'm gonna need Zabok because no one else can represent Sonic Lost World. So I kinda need Zabok, really. Sad. Really, the only reason why I think it would be cool to make Tikal and Chaos into a single character isn't just so they'd be like Cloak and Dagger. But also, I kind of like the idea of to call using water as a form of healing, even though she isn't necessarily associated with water, other than in her relation to chaos. But maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. Why not Zaz? Everyone likes that guy. I don't like him either. I don't like any of the Zeddy. I really do not like them. They're a bunch of bums. They're a whole bunch of bums. I know I was only partly joking. Yeah, you do seem like the kind of person to like Zaz. Derogatory, by the way. I'm joking, I'm joking. Partly. Wait, what did he just say? Did Dan just sing in the song? He says change a hawk to a little white dove. A hawk to uh, I think it's too late for me. Not time-wise, just in terms of it's too late for me to face my sins or whatever. Speaking of Haktua, um, I watched a video yesterday about Herobrine and like different Herobrine mods. And just like how I did a stream going through like the that one end mod, I feel like it would be fun to do a stream where I do a Herobrine mod. There's one called like From the Fog or something along those lines where like Herobrine will just casually like stalk you in your world in a very like spooky way, but also kind of like you won't notice him. Very unobtrusive. He won't like fuck with you or anything. He'll just sort of stalk you, which is exactly what Herobrine should be in my opinion. So I kind of feel like I wanna, check out that mod. I think that could be fun. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that the highlight on the red is so yellowy. I want it to be like pink. I know that was just sort of Yuji Wakawa's art style. That's like how he highlighted red. But for Amy in particular, I want it to be pink. But that's such a cool color, actually. As in, it's cold, so maybe not. So maybe there's more of like a peachy color. No. Oh, this one actually works. Has to be very light, though. No, I don't know how I feel about that. One color I completely avoided intentionally was the flesh color. But that's for the same reason as I changed the highlight color for the dress. I don't like this peachy color. I want to hue shift it a little. Eat this tomato soup. Doing this thing that when it cooling down, and so it forms a layer on top, a gelatinous layer on top. They really gotta eat it. Anyway, no. Let's put some Fallout Boy. I've been on quite a Fallout Boy thing recently. I feel a little. All right. Yeah, I don't hate that. But that's more Sonic-y. That's more Sonic-y. Oh fuck, I can't go back on it now. Shit! Fuck my stupid Chungus life. But no, I think I'm just gonna go with the regular. It feels more Sonic-y. But yeah, get rid of the shading because I'm not gonna shade it like that. Gazal Mom, thank you very much. I don't know how to respond to that. Mom. Even if you do like Mom, doesn't mean you don't give off Zaz enjoyer energy. I am struggling. I feel like this area looks very plain. And it just looks like Amy, you know? I feel like it needs something. But I don't know what that something should be. Can I ask what on earth is this cursing my ears? You don't like Fallout Boy? Boba! Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. How's it going? Oh, getting this to look right with the perspective is hard. I don't feel like this is enough of a change. Then again, I didn't change the others too much. Wait, fuck Sonic Riders. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. But hi Boba, hope you're doing well. Tomato soup. Sonic Riders, Amy. How does she look? Not very different, actually. Hello. My internet went out for a second there. It happens. Especially when there are people home. I think it might be the Wi-Fi not liking to be strained that much. But anyway, yeah. The arting is good. I hope. I think. As good as it can be. The art itself is good, but but my mental isn't good. My art mental. If that makes sense. I feel like maybe I need to take a break from doing art for like a couple of weeks and just do gaming streams uh for a little bit so that I can get a proper break. My mind can refresh instead of me forcing myself to draw 3 streams a week so that maybe I'll come back, I'll feel refreshed and my inspiration, my motivation will be back. Maybe I'll do that. You know what? Sure, I can do that. I can do that rest of this week. I'm playing a lot of rivals recently anyway, so I might as well stream it more. you know, trying to lord Devil Dinosaur. But yeah, a break from art may be good for my motivation. Because I've been feeling so burnt out for like so long at this point. I don't think I've gone too much in depth about it. I mentioned it occasionally that like, oh, I haven't my motivation has been down for like half a year now. This little project actually rejuvenated my motivation a little bit. But now even that has started to burn out a little. Because I didn't realize how much I would need to draw the characters. So yeah, I might take a break from art and just focus on doing gaming streams for the next couple of weeks. Starting this week. So we're gonna be doing only after today, we're only gonna do gaming streams this week. Which probably means a lot of rivals. Actually, now that Rivals did the thing where like the game doesn't take up as much space, they optimized the game so it doesn't take up as much space. Means I could probably install a Deadlock, and we can go back to some Deadlock. That would be fun. And of course, Minecraft. What is the song? I don't like this song. I don't like this song either. I don't like this song either. I don't like this song either. Man, I do like Fall Out Boy, but they do got quite a few stinkers. Even in their Spotify playlist of their top most popular songs, it's a lot of stinkers. Also, hi Sever, hope you're doing well. Welcome. Let me finish this tomato soup. It's cold now. No longer know how I feel about all the ruffles under the skirt. I liked it. It added some fluffiness to her design, and I think that's cute for Amy. And also because I can make it look like roses, because like Amy Rose. I remember seeing some design on Pinterest for that, making ruffles, but like having them look like a bunch of roses. Pretty sure I saved it for one on a Pinterest board for one of my OCs. Speaking of my OCs, I had the idea yesterday as a friend of mine on a Discord server I'm in, an art Discord. I've talked about it before. They made character sheets of some of their OCs, and then I made I made an offhanded joke about, man, imagine making character sheets for your OCs, because I never do that. I'm not good at it. But it got me thinking, what if I did that? And I had an idea for it in my mind, but I don't feel like I'm motivated enough to actually draw that. I had an idea for a cool layout for it as well, but I don't feel like I'm motivated. Plus, my characters are just hard to draw. I'm struggling so hard with my characters because they're so hard to draw. Also, hi Bowie. I tried drawing David Bowie just as a reference. Tried to get his makeup to look good because that's what I was trying to emulate. That's what I want to emulate for this character. But I'm struggling with the outfit. Anyway. The gazpacho now. I don't even know what a gazpacho is. I only know him from Chowder, the cartoon. Who's got gazpacho again? Gazpacho Chowder. Oh, he's that guy. Of course he is. He does look like a gazpacho. Cold soup, yeah, that's what I figured. What even is gazpacho? What animal is he? I don't think. Well, to be fair, he probably isn't any specific animal, considering chowder is like a. Sorry, my mom came in. She told me she's leaving to go somewhere. I think he's supposed to be a woolly mammoth. He definitely looks like he's inspired by one, but he doesn't have any ears. Do woolly mammoths have ears? I always associate them with elephants, so I assume they had ears, but maybe they don't. Wait. Oh, no, they don't. They don't have big ears. I mean, they have little ones. That makes sense. I don't know, his head just looked very empty. Gazpacho's head. I feel like he shouldn't have little ears sticking out on the side. This is the road to ruin, and we started at the end. Say yeah, let's be alone together. We can stay young forever. Stumble on the words. Anyway, art. I'm not feeling Amy anymore. I'm sorry, Amy. I love you, but you're gonna have to wait. Forever. Stay young. Yeah, no, but you go for one more drop. I don't wake up yet. This is the road to ruin, and we started it. Hmm. What do I feel like drawing? A voice in my mind, in the back of my mind, is saying enough. But I'm not feeling FNAF. I can draw this. When in doubt, Mystery Mortal. Because I felt like the kit that I gave him was a little bit boring, and so I want to give him a cooler one. A little bit cooler. Because I never drew his ult anyway. I don't do too well on my own. The words doorman don't have to. And in fact, this ability here doesn't need to be here either. I'm gonna change this one. That means I need to move doorman over here. Oh my, oh Stardust. Thought we had it all, 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 thought we had it all so much. Oh Stardust. Thought we had it all, 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 thought we had it all. I have a specific idea in mind for how I want it to look, but I can't visualize it. I'm thinking like Wraith in Deadlock, right? When with her thank you, Tenant. I will stretch and I will hydrate. With her teleport ability, it's like it takes the form of a row of cards that like spin in tandem and it makes a cool fluid motion. I want something similar to that, but like of course with doors instead of cars. And instead of being very perpendicular, just spinning, it would like because like with Wraith it's like the cards are all perpendicular like this. What I'm imagining is that it would be more like this, where it's bigger at the edges and smaller down the middle. Ah! Stop disconnecting! You know what? I think I have to. What did the something along these lines, yeah. Stretch. Oof. Check, check. Are we back? Am I coming through? Here's essentially my idea. Each, form of Mystery Mortal, DPS, tank, and support, they each have two abilities that are unique. Well, I guess technically three because the secondary fire, the secondary attack will be different based on the role, but it's still just a gun, so it works pretty much the same. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? The abilities. Aside from the secondary fire, which will change effect slightly based on the the role. Each role has two special abilities that change. One being a basic one that for DPS is an attack. For tank is some sort of shield or block, and then for support would be some sort of heal. And then the second one for each of them would be some sort of dash movement ability. I feel like I need to change these to look a little bit better as well. Oh, they look fine. Maybe just a little bit more. Ghostly bits. Yeah, having the ghostly bits be rectangular for Flatman actually kind of makes him look like very tech-based, like he's a hologram or something. It's not my intention. He's just kind of a spirit. In like a spirit form. Maybe I really should accentuate the circles on Doorman then. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Picasso. And Bertha. I guess she would have triangles. I don't know. Triangles feels weird for her. That kind of reminds me of Rogue, though, now that I think about it. Especially with the yellow color. Oh, goodness. I just did Rogue, but like, again. No. I need to go to Pinterest and look for a pose here. Oh no, I'm getting distracted. Oh no, I'm getting distracted by other cool art. That's a good pose. Okay. Let's see if I can replicate it. I'm gonna assume possibly, maybe, somewhat. Actually, let me start with the chest area. Okay, it's supposed kind of weirdly. Good thing I'm just kind of using this as a reference, and I'm just gonna And then looks pretty good. Very rough, but that's fine. Yes, I'm in. Goddamn arm This goddamn arm This thing's goddamn arm. Curve a little bit more. And then they would like slam down, which I don't feel like I'm confident enough to actually draw properly. How's the fucking Hulk post when he smashes down. Bent knees, I assume. Punched over. Pinterest is not giving me any post references for that. Ugh. I'm not actually sure how her body would flow in this sort of impact. Just a visualization. I don't think it matters too much. But now I need a pose for the guy landing. Superhero landing. All superhero landing poses I can find are like from the front. I need one that's like from the side or something. My drawing tablet has been weird. Uh-oh. There we go. That should be fine. I hope. Looks good. I like this. So I don't know what to do for the other two. The other two abilities. Flatman movement ability and Doorman's basic. But we have reached the 3 hour mark, so I think it's about time we end the stream. So we can go and look for someone to raid. Not many people, not many of my regulars. Well, a few of my regulars, but the ones that I've already raided quite often. So, how about we go look for see if we can't find someone new, someone brand new to go raid. That's fun. That's always fun. Yeah, beat it. No, to be defeated. Show them how funky strong is your fight. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Just beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. Didn't know Fallout Boy covered MJ? They did. This is like an old one too. It goes hard. I love Fallout Boy. Just beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. There aren't many art streamers right now that look interesting. Not to me, at least. And not many with the LGBTQ tags. I like to rate other queer people. Am I wrong for that? No. No way. Oh, Astra about to play soon. Fine enough. I'm still looking for someone to raid. I'll let the ads play and then we're gonna raid out. What's this song? Oh, don't like it. I am your worst nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare. The bluebirds sing that would never sing. Ugh. Here's a new person we can raid. They look cute. I like their vibe. And they're non-binary, and so that's awesome. Wow. As they're still playing. Gonna have some water. I want to refill on coffee, but I want to cut down on the coffee I drink. I want to reduce it to 1 cup of coffee a day because I feel like I have a caffeine addiction. But now I'm really craving a second cup of coffee, which is probably more evidence to the fact that I have a caffeine addiction. Damn. But now the ads are over, so there you go. Have a raid message. Go ahead and copy the raid message. Of course, if you're not subbed and can't use my emotes, you can use the universal emote. Or whatever other emotes that you may have from other streamers. Preferably a popping emotes because that's the what the raid message is. But yeah, I'm gonna start the raid. We're gonna be raiding into this new person who seems to be doing some sort of pride art. Since it's almost June, guys, it's almost June. It's almost Pride Month. Apparently, my mom told me the other day there's a parade going on that's gonna happen in my city. Actually later this week. Before even June. It's in the last it's in the last week of May. So they're doing it early over here, I guess. So that's interesting. But yeah, it's almost June. It's almost Pride Month. I'm gonna have to draw something for Pride Month. But I do need a break from art. I will take a break from art. I have decided that for the next week or two, we'll be primarily doing gaming. We won't be doing as much art. Possibly on Fridays because Fridays are music requests. and I don't want games cover like getting in the way of the music request. But uh, other than that, I think we're just gonna go full ham on gaming streams for the next week or 2 or 3. But yeah, regardless, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for popping in here and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. All my watchers and lurkers alike. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I hope to see you all back again next time. Tomorrow we'll probably be hopping on some rivals, playing a little bit of Devil Dinosaur. Yippee! But yeah, yeah, hope to see you all back again then. As always, remember to eat food and drink water and take care of yourself. Take your meds if you have them, if you need them. And I hope to see you all back again next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye bye.